Colorado High School Activities Association baseball is on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com this afternoon from Valley High School. It's the visiting Brush Bee Diggers against the Valley Vikings. Started just a couple of minutes ago.
Walk for the Bee Diggers.
And
now up
Jaron Peterson
13, Ryan Fergus
has just walked on a 3-2 pitch. Justin Griffith struck out to begin the game. The Bee Diggers are 3-2 in the Patriot League, 7-6 overall. Valley 3-1 in league play, 10-3 on the season. The opening pitch was brought to you by Buildings by Design, the experience to complete your project from start to finish. Get the quality you deserve in your building, starting your build project right with Buildings by Design. The pitch swung on, that has popped up and out of play on the right side by Ryan Fergus. Bee Digger starting lineups brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan, proud to be Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan. Locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush, available 24/7 for your banking needs. Equitable Savings and Loan. We gave you Griffith and Peterson, the first two hitters. Fergus now batting with an 0-1 count. Throw back to first. Batting fourth is the shortstop, Trent Mount. The second baseman, Caleb Cox, at fifth. The third baseman, Ben Brown, is hitting sixth. Gunnar Guzman, the DH, bats seventh. Batting eighth is Austin Perry. The first baseman, Colin Cole, the catcher, it's ninth. Jose Mercado, the right-hander for Valley, here with an 0-1 pitch. And the breaking ball down and away. Runner going to second to throw the slide, and Peterson is safe. The throw there by the catcher, Tyler Kistler, but it's a stolen base for Jaron Peterson. Defensively, Raul Rios at first, Dominic Triana at second. The third baseman is Ivan Rodriguez. Cesar Mercado at short. Dylan Rudd is in left. Sean Chacon in center. Tylen Nash in right. We gave you a Kistler behind the plate. Jose Mercado on the hill. They played on March the 14th. Bee Diggers had a 6-1 lead in Brush, blew that lead, but rallied to win the game 10-9. Here's the stretch and pitch. Fastball is swung on and popped foul and out of play. That was up in the zone. At 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to Ryan Fergus, the Bee Digger left fielder. After today, the Bee Diggers only have 1 road game remaining in the regular season. The rest are at home. Liberty Common on Tuesday, Eaton on Thursday. Swung on, and that ball is popped up on the right side. The first baseman into foul territory, ranging and making the catch over there is Raul Rios. There's 2 down. 2 down on the pop-up by Fergus. And that'll be sending up the number 4 hitter, T-Money. He's had 2 game-winning hits this year.
Foul territory for the second out of the inning. Now up for the Bee Diggers, number 7.
Feel free to follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports. And the 1010 KSIR Sports Facebook page as well. In case you're listening now, get away from the radio or internet, and then you can certainly follow the game. The breaking ball is on the inside half for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Trent Mount. Delivered his 17th run, batted in. That won the game against Resurrection Christian on Thursday. And the breaking ball's outside. The count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 down. And a man in scoring position here in the top of the first inning. Gorgeous facility here in Gilchrist. They've done a nice job. This is their 3rd different facility in the last, 7 or 8 years. They played in LaSalle for a while, then Bigfoot Turf Farms in Kersey. Swing and a mess of a fastball that was well above the letters and on the inner half. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Trent Mount. The Bee Diggers will go with the same starting pitcher that baffled Valley the first time out, in Ryan Dunker, and the offering. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Mount strikes out.
Jose gets him swinging for the 3rd out of the
half inning is over. No runs.
We'll go to the bottom of the first.
No hits, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the bottom of the first. The Bee Diggers do not score, and Valley is coming to bat. It's a 1-minute break on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Starting lineup for the hometown Valley Vikings goes like this. Batting first, the pitcher, Jose Mercado. The catcher, Tyler Kistler, at second. Cesar Mercado, the shortstop, at third. The cleanup hitter, the center fielder, Sean Chacon. Batting fifth is the third baseman, Ivan Rodriguez. Raul Rios, the first baseman, at sixth. Tylen Nash in right hits 7th. The left fielder, Dylan Rudd, hits 8th. And Dominic Triana, the second baseman, bats 9th. Austin Perry's at first for Brush. Caleb Cox at second. Ben Brown is the third baseman. Trent Mount at short. Ryan Ferguson left. Justin Griffith in center. That is Jaron Peterson in right. The changeup is up and in. Behind the plate is Colin Cole. And Ryan Dunker, who's been outstanding this season, is on the hill through a complete game against Yuma. 9 days ago, and that one is a strike on the outside corner. Again, a lot of off speed here from Ryan Dunker, a junior. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on, grounded foul down the third base side. Dunker, when he went the distance, had 1 strikeout and no walks, so he pitches to contact. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the offering. Swung on, grounded right back to Dunker, and he'll lob it to first for the outs, and there's one down here in the bottom of the first inning.
We'll say ground.
And that'll send up to Tyler Kistler.
The first out of the inning.
Kistler hitting from the right side.
Now up for the Vikings, number 2, Tyler Kistler.
Dunker looks in for the sign. The wind and offering, and that is a little bit high. Must have been just a tad high. On the off-speed, 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the wind and offering, and that is on the outside corner for a strike. Thigh high, the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out and the bases empty in the bottom of the first. The Bee Diggers did not score in the top of the first inning. The pitch, that's upstairs. Ball 2, strike 1. No listed dimensions here at Valley High School. You can only guess at this point, but 380 straight away. Bouncer on the right side. Perry, the first baseman's got it, and he will step on the bag.
Tyler grounds out to the first baseman for the second out of the inning.
And there's 2 down, so a nice-sized ballpark here in Gilchrist. And, yeah, this is a gorgeous facility, really nice facility, right?
Now up
next to the football stadium for those who haven't been here.
Cesar Mercado.
Here's the shortstop, Cesar Mercado. The wind by Dunker in the offering, and that is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Valley just came off a loss to Sterling, 4-2. Swung on and popped up and out of play off to the right. And the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Willow Coffee and Bake Shop is open 6 days a week, 921 Edison Street in Brush. Got those great breakfast burritos. That's high. Ball 2, strike 1. A breakfast bowl as well. And new gift items. There's always gift items there at Willow Coffee and Bake Shop in Brush. And the 2-1. Swung on and popped foul and out of play off to the right. The count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the number 3 hitter, Cesar Mercado. Cole lays down the sign, and the pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right again. Lots of ball chasing here in the early going with all the foul balls hit. Remains at 2-2 to the Valley shortstop with an open stance from the right side. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Mount has got it to his left. Slings it to first. It's offline, but Perry, did he apply the tag? And, well, he tried to apply the tag, but the throw is offline. That'll be an error on Mount. The throw is up the first base side, and the inning continues for Valley.
Cesar safe on the throwing error by the shortstop. Now up for the Vikings,
number
18, Sean Chacon.
Sean Chacon, a big, strong right-handed hitter. He homered. He hit a grand slam, in fact, as Valley rallied to take the lead. There's a big lead at first, about 3 steps there. Throw back to first, and that throw is offline, and it gets by Perry all the way up the right field line. So now that's 2 errors in
Cesar moves
succession.
Up to second on a throwing error by the pitcher.
It's a bad sign for Brush right there with 2 unnecessary and unforced errors. Now a runner in scoring position. Chacon looking to drive in the first run, the stretch. And the offering. And that's upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. I mean, I've said it for a while here. They have the state tournament type of pitching, but they don't have it defensively yet. They did show it on Thursday against Resurrection Christian in the 8-inning win, and that changeup's down and away. And certainly the offense has got a long way to go. The Bee Diggers have been held to 2 runs or less in 4 different games this month. Swung on, line to right field. Coming on to his left and playing the ball on a hop is Jaron Peterson. Around third is Mercado. The throw towards the plate, the slide, and... yeah, he slid in safely.
Cesar slides
right around the tag of
right
Colin Cole.
Of the
RBI for Chacon has given Valley a 1-0 lead. That's an unearned run allowed here in the bottom of the first inning. And that'll send up the big, strong, right-handed hitting third baseman, Ivan Rodriguez.
Now for the Vikings, number 7, Ivan Rodriguez.
Chacon with a 2-step lead at first. Here's the stretch and the offering. Swung on, driven down the left field line. That's going to be trouble, and that ball's going to go all the way towards the fence. Chasing it down is Fergus. To third is Chacon. He'll be held up right there. And it's a 2-out double for Rodriguez.
Double.
As that pitch was in the zone, but way up in the zone, and that's a second consecutive hit. Here's Raul Rios.
That'll bring runners to second and third for the Vikings, bringing up number 17, Raul Rios.
Rios batting from the left side. Dunker's got to keep the ball down a little bit. That pitch was up, as was the base hit to Chacon. Here's the stretch and the pitch, and that changeup is high. 1 ball and no strikes. They scored this run with 2 outs, an unearned run for Valley. They're looking for more here, and the offering, and that is a strike. There you go, a delayed call at the knees. Towards the middle of the plate, the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Stretch by Dunker, and the pitch. Swung on, that is popped up and out of play. Count moves to 1-2. Here to Raul Rios with 2 men in scoring position in the bottom of the first inning. Here we go. Let's see if Dunker can make the pitch to get him out of this jam. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the stretch. And the pitch. Swung on and foul back. A late swing on that off-speed pitch. It remains at 1-2. Yeah, it's really tough to time these pitches from Dunker. Man, they've made solid contact, the last 2 hitters. Now looking to put Rios away. And the offering. Fouled straight back. Count remains at 1-2. And because of the error, with 2 outs, Mount's pitch count is being extended here. Mount has thrown an extra 7 pitches after the 2-out error. And the pitch swung on. That ball is popped up into left center field. Ryan Fergus makes the catch.
And the Bee Diggers fielder for the 3rd out of
prevent further damage.
Inning.
But they score a run, an unearned run on 2 hits. There were 2 Bee Digger errors and 2 men left.
Now leading.
Let's head to the second.
Going into the second.
Valley 1, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Valley 1, Brush nothing as we hit the second inning. Caleb Cox will take a fastball upstairs from Jose Mercado. He struck out 2 in the opening frame. Valley scored their run on a Sean Chacon RBI single. But the Bee Diggers helped them out with 2 errors, and they were both with 2 down. 1-0. Swung on the curveball and drilled down the right side, and that ball is foul. Count levels at 1-1. To Caleb Cox. He'll be followed by Ben Brown and Gunnar Guzman here on the top of the second inning. The Bee Diggers had a base runner at second via the walk. In the first, the pitch. Swung on and fouled back again. It went with a breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the junior second baseman. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you to the car truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East. Breaking ball swung on, grounded right side to the second baseman. Throw to first in time. Nice play by Triana. As Triana, with a little lunge to his left, is able to retire Cox.
Out of the inning.
1 out, and here is Ben Brown.
Now up for the Bee Diggers, number 6, Ben Brown.
Brown was 0 for 3 on Thursday, but has been one of the team's leading hitters along with Ryan Fergus. The pitch. Fastball is a strike on the outer half. It's 0-1. Mercado will now throw as many pitches as Ryan Dunker did in the opening inning. The pitch, breaking ball, he waved at it and missed, and he was fooled badly. That pitch didn't even get to the plate, and Brown committed, not happy with himself. It's 0-2. To Ben Brown. And that's called reading it out of the pitcher's hand. The offering, swing and a miss, another breaking ball. He was overmatched.
Swinging for the second out of the inning.
2 down, strikeout number 3 for Mercado, and the B Diggers have got to read it out of the hand a little bit better.
Number 12, Gunnar Guzman.
Here is Gunnar Guzman. Again, you look at Brush, they've won a 1-0 game this year. They've lost a 1-0 game this year. They've won a 2-1 game this year. You know, they're pretty good in the low scoring. Fouled off to the right and out of play. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, you look at Brush throughout the course of the year. Lots of one-run games. The first 3 to begin the season. And you've had a bunch of them. Last Saturday against Strasburg, they won 7-6 in 8 innings. The pitch down and away to the screen with a heater. And the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-0 Valley in the top of the second inning. Jose Mercado's retired 5 of the first 6 Bead Diggers. Guzman, the right-handed hitting junior, the DH today, awaits the pitch, and that is down and away. Took something off at 2 balls and 1 strike. Lots of excellent teams here in the Patriot League. University being the leader right now. Well, they were the leader before that forfeit loss because of a pitch count. Swung on and grounded towards short. Mercado to his left, to the right of the bag, throws to first for the out.
Fields the grounder and throws
and it's
him
a
out
1-2-3 inning
out of the inning
for Jose Mercado as Cesar Mercado makes the play. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It is Valley 1, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR
1-0
and KSIR.com. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. Valley leads Brush 1-0 here in Gilchrist. The Vikings scoring the run on Sean Chacon's RBI single. It'll be Tylen Nash, Dylan Rudd, and Dominic Triana, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters here against Ryan Dunker.
For the Vikings, number 9, Tylen Nash.
Nash was 2 for 4 in the first meeting with a couple of doubles and 2 runs batted in against Dunker. And it's down and away. Well, part of that was against Dunker, the other against Gunnar Guzman. 1 ball and no strikes. Valley scored their run with 2 outs in the first. The pitch, and that is on the outside corner for a strike. Belt high. The count is level. At 1 ball and 1 strike, went with a changeup, which is his customary pitch. And the offering, up and in. Tries to vary the speeds on the changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike, and the pitch, swing and a miss again. Just pulling the string on the inner half. It's 2-2. We'll pick up the Nationals and Mets in progress after this game, courtesy of ESPN Radio. Popped up into foul territory. The catcher, Cole, to his right, makes the basket catch along the first base side, and there's 1 down. Nice job there by Colin Cole. He spotted out immediately because he ripped off that mask. That's the only way you can do it.
Foul. In foul ground for the first out of the inning. Now up.
Here's the number 8 hitter, Dylan Rudd.
Dylan Rudd.
Here's the wind and offering, and that is a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. Rudd had 1 plate appearance, was retired back on March 14th in Brush. The pitch swung on and popped up to the screen and foul. Count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. These are certainly 2 teams that can go deep into the playoffs. The pitch up and away. Valley's got a potent lineup, and right now Jose Mercado's mowing down the Bead Diggers with 3 strikeouts over the first 2 innings. There's the wind and the 2-1, and that is on the outside corner for a strike above the knees with a changeup, and the count levels at 2-2. There's the wind and pitch, up and in. Ball 3, strike 2. To Dylan Rudd. And the pitch, and that's upstairs. He threw the same pitch location-wise on back-to-back pitches.
Number 1, Dominic Triana.
And it's a rare walk. It's the first walk in 2 starts that Dunker has issued. That's how sharp he's been in the strike zone. Here's the left-handed hitting second baseman Dominic Triana. Let's see if Rudd takes off, especially with Dunker, who doesn't have really a heater that he brings. The stretch, two-step lead. Squaring to bunt, and he lays it down beautifully to third base side. It's fielded by Brown, throws to first, and in time, just in time, as Triana got down the line.
Almost beats the throw out.
That'll be a sacrifice.
First for the second out of the inning.
It'll be a simple 5-3 sacrifice there for Triana. And there's two down here for... Well, let's see.
That'll bring us back to the top of the lineup for the Vikings with number 10, Jose Mercado.
Mercado steps in. Mercado was retired to begin the game. And the pitch swung on and popped up into foul territory towards the Valley dugout. There might be a play. No, running out of room is Brown along the third base side. And it's just no balls and one strike. Here to the number one hitter in the lineup. Dunker looks in. The stretch. And the offering. Swung on line towards center field to his left. Griffith will play it on a hop. Now on two hops. Rounding third is Rudd towards the plate. The throw is up the third base side. And into second is Jose Mercado. And Valley now leads 2-0. Mercado with the RBI single after grounding out to the mound in his first at bat. So Valley scored a run in each of the first two innings.
Valley.
Yeah, I think if Griffith could have got it on a hop, I thought he was going to field it on a hop, but it took a second one, and that made all the difference in the world.
We get a courtesy runner for Jose. Number 15, Jacob Uribe. Now for the Vikings,
Jacob Uribe is the courtesy runner at second.
Tyler Kistler.
Here's Tyler Kistler, the pitch. Swung on and popped up behind Cole, but he couldn't find it. Didn't have much altitude. No balls and one strike. Kistler grounded to the first baseman, Perry, in the first. So Valley with a run each in the first and second inning. They've broken out 2-0. No balls and one strike. This will be pitch number 40 for Dunker here. Overalls were in the second. Swung on and hit off the batter's foot. No balls and two strikes. Dunker's allowed 3 hits, all with 2 outs. That's what the killer's been. No balls and 2 strikes. Stretch and pitch. Swung on in line towards right field. He stuck his bat out for a base hit. Peterson comes up with a baseball. Rounding third is Uribe. He will score easily. It's an RBI single for Kistler. And Valley now leads 3-0. That was a good pitch there thrown by Dunker, but he stuck his bat out and hit it into right field. We'll have another courtesy runner, as running for Tyler Kistler will be Kyle Bowl.
Get a courtesy runner for Tyler.
There's Cesar
number
Mercado.
6, Kyle Bowl. Now for the Vikings, number 5, Cesar Mercado.
Mercado reached on an error and later scored in that first inning. 2-step lead there for Bowl, and the pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. And you figure that Dunker would not have the same success he did on March 14th because he's already seen this team and they've adjusted nicely here. But again, all 4 hits have come with 2 down. 2 in each of the first 2 innings. The pitch, and that's in the dirt. Scooped up there by Cole. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the Bee Diggers really have not shown, well, they haven't had really many games where they've had to come back. All these games have been tight. Runner goes, and that is upstairs. The throw's going to be late. It was an easy stolen base there for Kyle Bull. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Kyle steals second base.
And unless the Bee Diggers can figure out Jose Mercado, they got to keep this at a 3-0 game just to remain competitive. Throw back to second, back in diving is Bull. 2 balls and 1 strike. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for higher education. Visit MCC online at morgancc.edu. Swung on, line to left field. That's a base hit. Fergus to his
field.
right. Will throw it back in. Runner around third, and now he's got to dive back towards third, and he is safe. He got back in there. That was a wide turn there by Bull. He had no chance to really score. The ball was hit so sharply, and he just got back in after the base hit there from Cesar Mercado.
The hit brings runners to first and third
There's
for the
Sean
Vikings,
Chacon.
and bringing up number 18, Sean Chacon.
Chacon with an RBI single in the first inning. And more than likely, Mercado will take off at first. He's got a nice 2 or 3 step lead, the stretch and the pitch. And that is a changeup for a strike on the outer half just above the knees. It's 0-1. And really got to keep this at a 3-0 game. We know Chacon, who hit a grand slam against Brush a month ago, is in a prime situation. Runner goes, and that's outside. Throw back to the pitcher. So it's a steal uncontested there for Mercado, and 2 more in scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down, 2 on, 2 in. In the bottom of the second inning, Valley leads 3-0.
Cesar steals second.
Chacon back in the box. And the offering. And that is on the outside corner for a strike, thigh high. Count moves to 1-2. Great location there. He threw it very similarly to Kistler, but sometimes the hitter is just a little bit better. 1-2 pitch, and that is a little bit low. Man, nice changeup, but it dipped at the very end, and Chacon saw it into the glove. That was an excellent pitch, but it just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 2 in. And the pitch, and did he go on that one? Yep, he did. He did. He swung at that pitch. It was ranging inside. He thought he got hit by the ball, but he turned that bat. And they're going to say it's a strikeout. And the inning is over. Valley, though, scores 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Let's head to the third. It's Valley 3, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR
The Vikings
and
put 2 on the board in the
KSIR.com.
bottom 5, Austin Perry.
Austin Perry steps in to begin the third. The Beat Diggers trail Valley 3-0 in Gilcrest. Wind and pitch. Jose Mercado throws a fastball that swung on and fouled back. No balls and 1 strike. Mercado struck out 3. The Beat Diggers are still looking for their first hit. Valley's picked up 5 in the game. Brush has also committed 2 errors. That led to the run in the first inning. Mercado's got a blazing fastball to pitch, and that is right there for a strike down the middle, thigh high. And it's no balls and 2 strikes to the Beat Digger first baseman, Austin Perry, who signed to play at Manhattan Christian College. Congratulations there to Austin. And the 0-2. Curveball, I don't think he waved at it, in the dirt. That was a fairly predictable pitch because he's got a sharp breaking ball. And he's certainly not going to throw a fastball in an 0-2 unless it's way out of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Mercado delivers. And that ball went behind him on the breaking ball. That's called missing. Big time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mercado's lone blemish was a walk to Peterson in the first. And the offering. And that is a called strike 3, a blazing fastball right there down the heart of the plate.
Strikeout for the first out of
and
the
that's
inning.
strikeout number 4 for Jose Mercado. Here's Colin Cole.
That'll bring up number 5, Colin Cole.
Colin Cole had a big base hit on Thursday, setting up a run. He was preceded by Ryan Dunker's double, and that pitch in the dirt to the screen. 1 ball and no strikes. The Beat Diggers won that game on Tuesday with 7 hits, 3 in a row, and that's in the dirt as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, the Beat Diggers have had to try to play small ball to scratch across runs. 2-0 here to Colin Cole. 1 out and the bases empty in the third. Swung on and grounded weakly toward short. Cut off by the third baseman, Rodriguez. He slings it to first, and it's offline. And that one's headed down the right field line, but Cole was running hard right through the line. And that'll be an error there on, we'll call it on Rodriguez.
Cole gets to first on the throwing error.
And now Valley's committed their first error.
That'll
He had
bring us
time
back
there.
to
It was
the
not
top
hit
of the
hard,
lineup
but
for the Beat Diggers.
he certainly had time, even though Cole was getting down that line. Now he
And
stayed
now
at
up
first.
Number 2, Justin
Could not advance.
Griffith.
Here is Justin Griffith, who struck out swinging his first time up. Here's the stretch with a two-step lead for Cole. And the pitch. That is right there for a strike. Took something off it on the outer half at the knees. No balls and one strike. Valley's at double play depth here. Valley leads 3-0 in the third. Griffith with an open stance. And the offering. Swag and a miss. Overpowered him on a fastball above belt level. I think he was waiting for the breaking ball there, and when he realized it was a fastball, he took the swing at it. Yeah, sometimes you got to guess with these hard-throwing pitchers. No balls and two strikes. Nick Wellen is the courtesy runner at first. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is laced towards center field. That's a base hit. On an 0-2 pitch, he hung the curveball.
Griffith drives
and
one
a nice
to center
job
field for a base
of
hit.
Justin Griffith taking advantage. And now the Beat Diggers have something cooking here in the top of the third inning. That's the pitch he wanted to throw, but the location
10,
missed badly
Jaron
there.
Peterson.
Here's Jaron Peterson, who walked but was stranded in the first. The stretch by Mercado and the offering. That fastball's right there on the outer half for a strike, thigh high. It's 0-1. Peterson scored the game-winning run on Thursday. He began the rally with a single and scored on T-Money's single. 0-1 pitch, and the breaking ball's a beauty right there. It's 0-2. Temperature in the 60s here in Gilcrest. It's a guess, but maybe in the upper 50s, I don't know. And the offering. And that on the changeup is a called strike 3 at the knees.
Gets him looking for the second
and
out
another
of the
strikeout
inning.
there for
now for the Beat Diggers.
Jose Mercado.
Number 13, Ryan Fergus.
That's a second strikeout of the inning, fifth of the game there for Mercado. And here is Ryan Fergus. Fergie popped to the first baseman Rios his first time up. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is a strike. Not sure he waved at it, but it doesn't matter. I think it got the strike zone anyway. No balls and one strike. 2 down and 2 on in the top of the third. Valley's got a 3-0 lead in Gilcrest. The pitch and the curveball is upstairs. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Kistler lays down the sign. Off of second as well, and Griffith at first. And the offering. Swung on. That ball is drilled towards left field, and that is caught. Dylan Rudd catches the line drive
to left field. Dylan Rudd brings it in,
and that ends the threat for the Beat Diggers. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left. 2.5 complete in Gilcrest. It's Valley 3
still trailing,
and the Beat Diggers nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's go to the bottom of the third inning in Gilcrest. The Beat Diggers trail the game to the Valley Vikings 3-0.
Number 7, Ivan Rodriguez.
Ivan Rodriguez stepping in for Valley. He doubled his first time up right down the left field line. The Beat Diggers don't have him shifted that way, though. The pitch. Swing and a miss on the changeup away. It's 0-1. Dunker threw 50 pitches over the first 2 innings. It's been in the strike zone, but sometimes too much of the strike zone. The offering swung on, grounded foul up the third base side. And the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. Valley with a run in the first and 2 in the second. That's how they've generated this lead. The pitch swung on, popped up behind the second base bag. The center fielder Griffith comes in and makes the two-handed grab for the out.
Ivan pops up to short center field.
1 down here in the third
the inning
for Raul Rios, who popped to left his first time
now
up. And
for the Vikings, number 17.
And that was a big
Raul
out.
Rios.
That was a huge out generated by Dunker because there were 2 on at the time. With the way Mercado's pitching once again, you got to keep this at a 3-0 game and give the Beat Diggers a chance. And the pitch. And that changeup tails away. 1 ball and no strikes. Dunker out of the stretch with the bases empty. And the offering. Swing and a miss on the change of pace. It's 1-1. If you're ever in need of a tow or lock your keys in your vehicle, Hilltop Garage, 522-5757. The pitch outside. Ball 2, strike 1 to Raul Rios with 1 out and the bases empty in the bottom of the third. And the offering again tails away. 3-1. Dunkers walked 1 in the game. Groceries, fresh cut meat, deli items, floral, pharmacy, Western Union, and public service payments, as well as 24-hour gas. Brush grocery cart, 1302 West Edison Street. That is hit in the air into shallow left center field. Fergus to his left is going to make the running catch as he closed that gap quickly, and there's 2 down.
To left center field, the left fielder will bring it in for the second.
2 down here for Tyler
inning.
Nash. Nash popped to the catcher, Cole.
That'll bring up number 9
to lead off the second.
Nash.
All 3 Valley runs have been scored with 2 outs. And the pitch, and that's up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Dunker needs a quick inning just to preserve that pitch count a bit. And the 1-0, and that is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Here to Tyler Nash, the number 7 hitter in this lineup. And the pitch swung on line down the left field line. That'll drop for a base hit. Fergus has to get to that quickly. Nash is around first, but he'll hold up right there. And Valley has their 6th hit of the game.
Single.
And again, that ball was just hit hard enough because that tied up Nash, but he had enough power
Now for the
on the
Vikings,
changeup to get it out there.
Dylan Rudd.
Here's Dylan Rudd, who walked and then later scored in the second. And again, Dunker unable to get a 1-2-3 inning, although he should have had it in the first. Let's see if Nash takes off. It's a 2-step lead, the stretch. Runner goes, great jump, and that's taken inside. No way you can throw him out there. It's an easy stolen base on the excellent jump there as Tyler Nash is now in scoring position. 1 ball and no strikes. Cole out to have a conversation with his pitcher with 2 outs here. You get out of this and you put up Valley's first goose egg of an inning. The Bee Diggers have just 1 hit through 3 innings, and they've struck out 5 times against Jose Mercado. 1 ball and no strikes. The stretch and the offering. Swung on, that is hit deep into left field. Fergus is way back, still going, shy of the track, and he makes the running catch. Ryan Fergus puts it away on a ball hit deep by Dylan Rudd. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And 1 man left.
Go to the 4th.
We played 3.
3-0.
It is Valley 3 and the Bee Diggers nothing. This is 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 3-0 Valley as we head to the 4th inning.
Leading off the 4th for the Bee Diggers,
And
number
Trent
7,
Mount.
Trent Mount.
Will step in here for the Bee Diggers. The wind and pitch by Mercado. It's a breaking ball lined and backhanded by the third baseman Rodriguez. Throw to first as a laser, and Mount is out.
It makes a heck of a snag at third and throws out the runner at first.
So there's
for the
1
first
down.
Out of the inning.
That was hit sharply there by Trent Mount, but
Now for
Rodriguez
the Bee Diggers, number 20,
able to make the
Caleb
play.
Cox.
Caleb Cox grounded to Triana, the second baseman, his first time up, and it was a nice play in the hole. The wind and pitch, and that bounces to the screen. 1 ball and no strikes. Brush's lone hit came in the third by Justin Griffith. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for Brush, 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Valley. The Bee Diggers have stranded 3. Valley has left 5 on base. And the offering. Swung on. That ball is popped up into deep right center field. That's going to be a little trouble way back, and reaching out and making the catch is Sean Chacon.
Makes the catch.
And there's 2 down. Man, Chacon chased down a deep drive there by Caleb Cox. That ball was hit well by the junior, but again, that's 2 splendid defensive plays by the Vikings here in the 4th inning.
Ben Brown.
There's Ben Brown. Ben Brown struck out his first time up. And the pitch, swing and foul tipped off the catcher, Kistler. No balls and 1 strike. I mean, the Bee Diggers have had excellent contact here in the 4th inning, but those are 2 very good plays there by Rodriguez at third and Chacon in the gap in right center. Valley with a 3-0 lead here in the fourth. And Jose Mercado, who just delivered his 50th pitch and throws a breaking ball. And I don't know why Ben went for that one. That thing was way outside in the dirt. He's not reading that pitch right now. No balls and 2 strikes. He got overmatched his first time up. And the pitch swung on and grounded left side. Shortstop Mercado to his right. Cesar throws to first high. And that ball's off the side of the fence.
Cesar airmails it over the first baseman's head.
No, it was in the hole. It's another error there for Valley. Although solid.
Now
nice contact, nice adjustment made.
Number 12, Gunnar Guzman.
So the throwing error allows the inning to continue. Here's Gunnar Guzman. He grounded as short his first time up. And again, the Bee Diggers are doing a good job in this inning of making contact. And Brown with a nice adjustment after being down 0-2. And the breaking ball swung on and missed. Guzman was expecting fastball there. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, it would have been a bang-bang play at first, but I think he would have had it with a good throw. Again, same pitch, same swing, same result. It's 0-2. And right now, Gunnar has guessed incorrectly twice with those breaking balls. No balls and 2 strikes. Mercado had 2 strikeouts in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and now 1 in the fourth. Down and away with a breaking ball.
For the third out
and Gunnar struck out on 3 pitches.
We'll
no runs, no hits, 1 error, and a man left.
3-0.
We have played 3.5 innings in Gilchrist. It's Valley 3, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.
Dominic Triana.
Well, this is carrying on a completely different flavor than what we had on March the 14th when Brush won 10-9. That pitch to the screen. 1 ball and no strikes to lead the bottom of the 4th inning. To lead off, that is Dominic Triana, the number 9 hitter, who had a sac bunt. And he would later score. And the pitch, swing and a miss on the off speed. Up at belt level, it's 1-1. Dunker has allowed 6 hits and 3 runs, 2 earned. The pitch, and that changeup is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. With a big stick and Jose Mercado on deck. Got to get this guy. And the offering. And that is a strike on the outside corner. Again, a change of pace, a change of speed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Dunker turns and delivers. Swung on and lifted down the left field side. That's twisting away from Fergus, but he reaches out and he dropped the ball. It was right in his glove. Now the throw towards second. And in there is going to be Triana. That'll be an error. Looked like it was right in his glove.
In the second on the error.
That was right in his. I don't know how he dropped that ball. He closed in on the ball, but it looked like it was right in his glove, and he dropped it. So the Bee Diggers have now committed
up for the Vikings
3 errors in the game.
To the top of the lineup with number 10, Jose Mercado.
Mercado grounded out and singled. Well, that's a huge, huge misplay there, and that changeup is upstairs. Mercado's base hit in the second drove in a run. Now Valley's got a shot to extend the 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the pitch swung on and fouled right at the plate. Count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. A bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple is Morgan Federal Bank, on the cutting edge of banking. 321 ensign. There's a difference. See what options they have available. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch swung on and lifted towards left field. Fergus coming on. It's going to drop right in front of him for a base hit. The throw will be towards third. And then the throw gets away from Brown, which allows the hitter to go to second. And that'll be an error on the third baseman, Brown. The throw is right there. So that's 2 errors that the Bee Diggers have committed in this inning already. And this is what has gotten the Bee Diggers in trouble this season. Just the misplays out there.
Jose gets
That'll bring up Tyler Kistler.
And then gets to second on the throwing error by the left fielder. Now
Kistler
up
steps
for the
in.
Vikings. number 2, Tyler Kistler.
And the pitch swung on, popped up into left center field. Fergus to his left has got room, and he makes the one-handed catch. Runner tags at third. Runner holds at second. It's a sacrifice fly for Kistler as Triana crosses home plate, and Valley now leads 4-0. And now
Ty Kistler.
it'll be Cesar Mercado.
Fly to left field.
He reached on an air and singled.
That'll bring the score to 4-0 Valley.
It's actually gotten colder. Throw back to second.
Now for the
That's just a
Vikings,
waste throw
number
there.
5, Cesar Mercado.
And again, that's an unearned run allowed by Dunker. 2 of the 4 have been unearned. The stretch and the pitch swung on. That is popped up on the infield on the left side. The third baseman, Ben Brown, squeezes it for the out, and there's 2 down. Nice pitch there, jamming.
Cesar pops up to
Mercado.
the third baseman for the second out of the inning.
That'll bring
Now
up
for
Sean
the Vikings,
Chacon.
Number 18, Sean Chacon.
Chacon has singled and struck out. And I'd almost think, well, did strike him out. Throw back to second again. You're not going to get him there. That's too low of a percentage of a play, that is. As Mercado's back in. Or check that. That's the courtesy runner out there, the stretch. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Yeah, at second for Valley, there's Uribe. He scored 1 of the runs already in this game. No balls, 1 strike with 2 down. 1 across. And the offering. Swung on and lifted towards right field. To his left is Peterson. And he makes the grab. And Valley is retired here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Right field.
However,
the third out of the inning.
The Vikings again, they score an unearned run on 1 hit, 2 errors, and a man
Valley
left.
puts
To the
one
5th
up on
we
the
go
board
after
in
the break.
bottom of the 4th, now
It is
leading
Valley 4,
4-0
Brush nothing on
going to
1010
the
KSIR and KSIR.com. Begin the 5th inning. Valley leads 4-0. Austin Perry fouls off the fastball to the screen. It'll be Perry, Cole, and Griffith against Jose Mercado, who has struck out 6 and walked 1, allowed just 1 hit. And that was in the 3rd inning to Griffith. And the right-hander delivers. Swung on, hit slowly on the ground, foul up the first base side. Count moves to 0-2. Yeah, in the first meeting, Valley had to rally after Brush led 6-1. Put together a huge frame in the 6th to take a 9-6 lead before the Bee Diggers won at 10-9. But different game today. The pitch and the breaking ball's down and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and such a sharp breaking ball that the Bee Diggers got to read it right out of his hand, and that's not easy against a guy who throws that hard. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Threw it right by Perry.
Jose gets him swinging for the first
on the
out of the
fastball,
inning.
and there's 1 down. Strikeout number
They'll bring up
7.
for the Bee Diggers, number 5,
Jose
Colin
Mercado.
Cole.
Here's Cole, who reached on an error. Valley's committed 2 in the game. The Bee Diggers have 4. But again, it's not the errors, even though 2 unearned runs have been scored. Breaking ball is up and in. The issue has been just trying to get to Mercado and squaring him up. They actually hit the ball pretty well in the 4th inning, but Rodriguez made a nice play to third and Chacon in center. Here's the wind and the 1-0 pitch. That's right there for a strike with a changeup. A little bit of a delayed call. It's 1-1. With 1 out and the bases empty in the 5th inning. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball tailing in. Mercado's thrown 62 pitches and 44 of those for strikes. He's all over the strike zone. He's going right after these Bee Digger hitters. Out of the wind and the 1-2. Swung on and tapped foul up the third base side of the breaking ball. Remains at 1-2. Here to Colin Cole. Justin Griffith is on deck. And the offering. And that bounces in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, we'll pick up the Nationals and Mets in progress on ESPN Radio after this game. Then the Rockies and Giants coming up at 6:10 with Rockies on deck at 5:30. So a full day of baseball right here on KSIR. Fastball is high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's a rare time that Mercado's gone full. Colin Cole looking to get on base for the second time in the game. I wonder if he'll throw a 3-2 breaking ball. He's got a sharp breaking ball. He might do it here. The pitch. And that's fastball is outside and Cole walks. That'll bring up Griffith, who struck out and singled.
The walk for the Bee Diggers. Now up number 2, Justin Griffith.
Griffith's base hit in the third came on an 0-2 breaking ball. You need your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape. Make sure you take care of them by purchasing the best quality parts at great prices at your local Napa store, Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. Wellen is the courtesy runner at first. He's been one of the top courtesy runners all year, if not the very best. The stretch and pitch. Swung on, hit slowly on the ground on the right side. Fielded by the pitcher, Mercado, slings it to first for the out. Advancing to second is Wellen, and there's 2 down in the 5th inning.
Jose fields the ground ball, throws the runner out at first for the second.
That'll bring up Jaron Peterson, who walked and struck out.
Jaron Peterson.
And again, the Bee Diggers have had limited opportunities. They have stranded 4. Here is the stretch. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on that bender on the outer half at the knees. It's 0-1. Peterson trying to figure out what he's going to throw on the next pitch. That's the thing. If you can guess right, he's still going to be tough to hit, but it certainly helps. Off of second is Wellen. And the pitch. And the breaking ball bounces towards Kistler. That thing was headed for the backstop, but Kistler got out there and stopped it. And the Vikings wearing those stirrups, the traditional stirrups, at least the majority of them are, that you can see. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 on, 2 down. And the pitch. Fastball is up and in. 2-1. Valley leads 4-0. A run in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the fourth. Prime spot here for Peterson. Ahead of the count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Wellen leads off of second. And the pitch. That's up and in. 3-1. Well, even if you don't score, you got to try to extend the pitch count as much as possible. 71 throw by Mercado. This is the inning that he has not been as sharp. Here's the stretch. 3-1. Fastball away. And a little bit high, and it's a walk.
Peterson draws the walk for the Bee Diggers.
Second walk of the inning. And Ryan Fergus is at the plate. Ryan popped out and lined to left.
Number 13, Ryan Fergus.
We'll have a visit to the hill. And this could be a good spot here for the Bee Diggers to get back in it, as they trail 4-0 with 2 on and 2 out in the 5th inning. On a gorgeous Saturday afternoon. We had a nice one last Saturday, and that turned out even better when the Bee Diggers won the game in 8 over Strasburg on the road, 7-6. Keep in mind the Bee Diggers play on Tuesday at home against Liberty Common, on Thursday at home against Eaton, on Saturday at home against Strasburg. We'll have all those games on KSIR. The Tuesday and Thursday games at 4, and the Saturday game a week from today at 11 a.m. And the conversation is broken up. Wellen at first. Check that. Wellen at second. Peterson at first. And here is Ryan Fergus, as the Bee Digger left fielder had a good swing the second time up against Mercado. The runners take their leads. And the pitch. Fastball is up and in. Yeah, definitely a struggle in this inning for Mercado. I don't see much difference in his mechanics unless his legs are getting tired, because he's keeping a lot of the pitches up, and that's normally an indication of lower body use. 1-0. Swung on and popped foul to the screen. Challenged him with a fastball. It's 1-1. And there's very few fastballs that Mercado has thrown over the heart of the plate. Umpire looking to see if there's any cuts in that fastball that was just lined off the fence. All right, so Fergus now in a 1-1 count in the 5th inning. Well on at second, Peterson at first. The stretch and the pitch. And that tailed in on the off-speed pitch, 2-1. "75 pitches thrown by Mercado. 25 of those in this inning. Took 4 innings to throw 50 pitches, but now he's been laboring in the fifth. Throw back to first. And the tag applied, but Peterson back in. So here we go. He's trying to get that cheap out. He knows he's not in control right now, and if he can get a base runner, that could take care of the inning for him. It's a 2-1 pitch, and that fastball's a strike on the outside corner at the knees. That's an excellent pitch thrown by the right-hander. It's 2-2. With Trent Mount on deck. Kistler lays down the sign. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. Kistler will pick it up. And he's going to have to throw to first, but Dunker checked that. Fergus headed towards the dugout, so it's an automatic strikeout anyway. And that does it for the Beat Diggers in the fifth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left. To the bottom of the fifth,
Jose
after 1 minute,
the
score.
It
is Valley 4, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com. A new pitcher for Brush. It'll be the sophomore, Bryson Wooldridge. Stepping in there for Ryan Dunker, who allowed 2 earned runs over 4. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Rodriguez, Rios, and Nash for Valley here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They lead by a score of 4-0.
Appears we're going to get a pitching change for the Beat Diggers to start the bottom of the 5th. Bryson Wooldridge will come into pitch.
So Rodriguez.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th for the Vikings, number 7.
On the right side.
Ivan Rodriguez.
Doubled and popped out. He's 1 for 2. Wooldridge, a left-hander. Trying to keep this at a 4-0 game. Swing, and a miss. Was a fastball right by him. It's 0-1. See a different speed out of this one with that Randy Johnson type of hair. Woolridge has a bright future for Brush. The pitch. Fastball is upstairs, and the count levels at 1-1. Yeah, I really like Wooldridge's mechanics. I mean, this guy could be solid next year along with Dunker, who'll be a senior. The pitch. Swing, and a miss. On a fastball tailing in, it's 1-2 to Rodriguez. Now, Valley has to adjust now, considering they saw a lot of change-ups from Dunker and the offering, and that's up and away. Count levels at 2-2. Cole lays down the sign. And the pitch. And that is a called strike 3 on the bender, tailing on the inside corner. Rodriguez strikes out. That's the first strikeout by a Beat Digger pitcher. And it comes here from Bryson Wooldridge.
Now for the Vikings,
Dunker went 4 innings allowed.
Check
that. Dunker had a strikeout as well. 7 hits. A walk and a strikeout. My bad. There's second strikeout by Brush pitcher. The pitch. And that's up and in. Rios has popped out twice. Both to left. Lefty against lefty here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the pitch. And that's upstairs as well. 2-0. And being a young pitcher, you would expect sometimes that Woolridge might not be totally all over the strike zone, but let's see what he does on a 2-0. And that is a fastball. Ooh, inside. Barely missed. 3 balls and no strikes. Woolridge ready. And the offering. And that tails inside with the off-speed, and it's a 4-pitch walk.
Raul draws the walk for the Vikings. That'll bring up number 9, Tylen Nash.
Tylen Nash has popped out to the catcher and singled. He's officially 1 for 2. Off of first is Rios. So back to first, and back in there is Rios. It's going to be tough to run against the left-hander. They had a few stolen bases against the righty Dunker. The stretch by Wooldridge. And the pitch squaring to bunt, and he fouls it straight back. No balls and 1 strike. Valley scored their first run, which is all they've needed so far in the first inning, on a 2-out single by Sean Chacon. No balls and 1 strike. 2.5-step lead for Rios. The pitch squaring to bunt again, lays it down foul behind the plate. And it is 0-2. And the Beat Diggers have 3 senior starters on the hill in Mount, Peterson, and Fergus. But they want to build that pitching staff with Dunker, who's done a nice job this year. And, of course, Bryson Woolridge, the stretch. And Gunnar Guzman, a junior. Swing and a miss. Ooh, the fastball right by him. There's 2 down.
Nash goes down swinging for the second out of the inning.
Here's Dylan Rudd, who's walked and popped out. He is 0 for
That'll
1.
Bring up number 8, Dylan Rudd.
Rudd also scored earlier in this game. Rios might be taking off with 2 down. Woolridge to first. Back in diving is Rios. The stretch and the pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. I mean, the temperature has fluctuated here so much. Sun has come back. It's left us one of those type of days. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on the changeup on the outer half. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here to Rudd, hitting for the right side. 2 strikeouts by Woolridge in the frame. Swung on and grounded left side in the hole. And mounted short has got it. And he'll throw to second, the short way for the out. Well, because Rios doesn't have great foot speed, they were able to get the force at second and end the threat. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. To the top of the 6th we go. Valley continues to hold on
at second
to a 4-0 lead on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com.
Off the top of the 6th for the Beat Diggers, number 7, Trent.
All right, time for the Beat Diggers to do something here in the 6th inning as they trail Valley 4-0. They've had a couple of threats in this game. The wind and pitch swung on, grounded foul down the third base side. Trent Mount leading off here against Jose Mercado. T-Money so far has struck out and grounded to third on a nice play by Rodriguez, I should say, in his most recent at-bat. Wind and pitch, and the bender skips to the screen. Man, he broke that curveball off very early there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mercado had some control issues in the top of the 5th inning when he threw, let's see, and that one is outside. He actually threw 22 pitches. I think I had him for a little bit more than that earlier. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here to T-Money. And Mercado comes home. Change up, a strike at the knees. Count levels at 2-2. And Mercado has racked up some strikeouts as well. And the pitch. That is a called strike 3. That's a beauty on the outer half, maybe on the corner.
We'll say he gets him
Mount didn't think so, but it's a strikeout. That is strikeout number 9.
Number 20, Caleb Cox.
For Jose Mercado. Caleb Cox is grounded out and hit one into deep right center, flagged down by Chacon. The left-handed hitting junior awaits the pitch. That ball nearly hit him. He had to skip out of the way. The fastball goes to the screen. Mercado's thrown 83 pitches, but again, not as sharp as he was in the first 4 innings. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. Swung on. That is popped up into left center field. Chacon to his right is going to make the grab for the out, and there's 2 down.
Sean Chacon brings in the pop fly for the Vikings for the second out of the inning.
2 down for Ben Brown, who was struck out and reached on air. He's officially 0 for 2.
Number 6, Ben Brown.
The lone Beat Digger hit came in the 3rd from Justin Griffith. And the offering swung on, grounded slowly down the third base side, and fielded by Rodriguez. Throw to first and late. We'll call that a base hit. It'll be a base hit there by Ben Brown as he got down the line of the slow roller. The Beat Diggers now have 2 hits.
Grounder to third and beats out the throw at first for a single.
Here is Guzman, who grounded out and struck out.
12, Gunnar Guzman.
Yeah, that was a tough throw for Rodriguez on the run, so it is a base hit for Brown. Guzman is 0 for 2 after the grounder to short, and then he struck out on 3 pitches. The pitch swung on and popped up down the right side with the runner going along the line and a dive, and that ball's going to drop in. Runner to third, and Brown on the Texas leaguer, as giving chase over there was Nash, and now the Beet Diggers have runners at the corners with 2 down, and that was just spotted perfectly there. Well, another shot for the Beet Diggers. Not hit well, but hit in the right spot.
In front of the right fielder.
The Beet Diggers have 2 hits in their last 2 pitches after 1.
To first and third. Now up for the Beet Diggers, number 25,
1 hit.
Austin Perry.
In the first 84 pitches, now they have 2 hits and 2 pitches. Austin Perry struck out twice. He's got to make some contact here. With 2 down and 2 on, trailing 4-0 in the top of the 6th. Mercado pitches. Fouled straight back, just underneath that fastball. Good swing there by Perry, but it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to the Beet Digger senior. At third is Brown. Guzman at first. They have delivered not hard hits, but it didn't matter. They were base hits nonetheless. The pitch. That's upstairs. Might have tried to go with a breaking ball that stayed high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mercado taking his time, wanting to measure this out perfectly, trying to preserve the shutout. And Perry awaits. And a throw back to first, and they got him. Yeah, Guzman was going to take off.
On the pickoff at first.
And the pickoff went to first, and Guzman is picked off. And the Beet Diggers are done here. And the top of the 6th inning.
The bottom of the 6th, Valley leading 4-0.
No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. 5.5 complete. It is Valley 4, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Valley leads 4-0. Gunnar Guzman was just picked off in a 3rd and 1st situation. It was not a standard move, almost like
Vikings,
like a little fake to third.
Dominic Triana.
And Guzman took 1 step towards second, then lunged back towards first, but he was picked off. And here we go at Triana to begin the bottom of the 6th. The fastball is over the middle of the plate for a strike. Triana is 0 for 1. Had a sac bunt and reached on a drop fly ball. The pitch. So that would be an error. That ball speed is in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the Beet Diggers have pitched well. Their defense has been a little bit shaky with the 4 errors. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Tied him up, down, and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the number 9 hitter in this lineup to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. Woolridge delivered. Swung on and foul to the screen. Remains at 1-2. Yeah, I got to think back to the last time the Beet Diggers had a real effective lefty. I mean, that's maybe Matt Cranston in the early 2000s. The pitch that tails away with the off-speed 2-2, but Woolridge is going to get there. He's got great mechanics. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Triana. And the pitch swung on. That ball is laced towards center field. Coming in is Griffith, but he's going to play it on a hop for a base hit. I'm not sure he saw it right off the bat.
Center field for a single.
And that's the way the bottom of the 6th starts.
The inning for the Vikings. Now up, number 10, Jose Mercado.
Jose Mercado. I don't know if he missed on the pitch or the location there. Well, definitely the location. Mercado is grounded to the mound and singled twice. So Jose is 2 for 3, and he has driven in a run in the game. Valley has scored in 3 of the first 5 innings. Mercado swings the bat well. I wonder if they might have him bunt here, but with as well as he swings it, they might just have him hit away. Triana leads off for first. He's squaring to bunt. He lays it down the first base side, but foul. No balls and 1 strike. With Tyler Kissler waiting to hit next. 9 strikeouts today for the opposing pitchers at the plate. Woolridge Comes home squaring to bunt again, and that's down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mercado. 4 runs on 8 hits for Valley, no runs on 3 hits for Brush. The Beat Diggers have committed 4 errors, Valley with 2. Both teams have left 7 on base. Scoring to bunt again, the pitch, and that changeup is outside. Ball 2, strike 1. They're giving you the out. There's no doubt that just throw the ball down the middle of the plate. Again, a 2-step lead. Throw back to first. Back in diving is Triana. And the Beat Diggers will take on Liberty Common on Tuesday at home, 4 o'clock on KSIR and KSIR.com. The pitch squaring to bunt again. He lays it up the right side. Woolridge bare hands, tosses to first for the out. Sacrifice goes 1-3. Triana to second. And 1 down for Kistler.
Come on, buddy, let's go.
Kistler is grounded out, singled, and then drove in a run with a sac fly.
Triana moves up to second
in the 4th
now
inning.
For the Vikings, number 2, Tyler Kistler.
Kistler at 1 for 2. And the pitch. And that tails in there for a strike on the inside corner with the off speed. No balls and 1 strike. Kistler's driven in 2 of the runs, 1 with a single, 1 with a sac fly. Looking back, the offering swung on and popped straight to the screen. It's 0-2. The Beat Diggers will be sending up the 8, 9, and 1 hitters when we get to the 7th. And that fastball is away. Ball 2, strike 1. 4-0 Valley in the bottom of the 6th inning. In Gilchrist. Triana off of second. And the pitch swung on, grounded to third. And Brown has it, drops it, picks it up, throws to first. And that is off the glove of Perry. And the ball's into foul territory. Rounding third and scoring is Triana.
Tom comes all
That'll
the
be
way
an error on Brown
to score
on the bad throw.
on the fielding error by the first baseman.
And is now
Nice shot, Ty. Nice shot, buddy.
5-0. The Beat Diggers have now committed 5 errors in the game. But again, had they played a little bit better, they still got to score runs, and they haven't done that. So that's
Valley now leading 5-0.
That error will be on Brown.
In the bottom of the 6th. Now up to bat number 5.
And the throw Bender would have got him out.
Mercado.
As it did short hop Perry. Probably should have made that scoop, but it's still classified an error. And the changeup is a strike down the middle to Mercado. Reached on an error, singled, and popped out. He is 1 for 3.
Got a courtesy runner, Kyle Bowl at first.
Stretch and the pitch. It's upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brush has been involved in close game after close game, but this one has felt like it's been Valley's game the whole time. Fastball is high. 2-1 with 1 out, 1 in, and 1 on in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Valley leading 5-0. The stretch by Wooldridge. And the pitch. Swung on, hit off the end of the bat to short. Mount to second for 1. Cox to first. That is 2. It's a 6-4-3 double play to end the bottom of the 6th inning.
The grounder to short. Brush is able to turn the double play
However,
to get out of the
Valley
inning.
extends the lead. 1 run on 1 hit of Beat Digger error and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 7th, make it the top of the
Valley
7th.
tacks on 1 in the
Valley
bottom
5,
of the 6th.
Brush
Now
nothing
leading
on 1010
5-0.
KSIR and KSIR.com. We head to the top of the 7th. Valley leads Brush 5-0. Jose Mercado has been dominant against this Brush lineup. Through the first 6 innings, he has struck out 9 and walked just 3.
Austin Perry.
He's allowed 3 hits. They were on back-to-back pitches. An infield hit by Ben Brown and a Texas leaguer by Gunnar Guzman. And the fastball's up and in on pitch number 89. So he's got plenty of pitches remaining here to go the distance. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. And that is down and away. With the off speed, it's 2-0. That's Brush's goal right now, just to get him out of the game in this inning, which means that the pitch count would be extended. You've got runners on base with a shot to get back into the game. And the 2-0. And that's upstairs, 3-0. And again, we saw signs of trouble from Mercado in the 5th inning when he walked 2. Clearly not as effective as he was the first 4 innings, but still throwing a shutout here. 3-0 pitch, and that's high with a fastball. Walk number 4. Issued by Mercado as Perry leads off the 7th with a free pass.
Perry draws the walk for the Beat Diggers. Now up number 5, Colin Cole.
Colin Cole has been on base twice. Reached on an error and walked. Officially at 0 for 1. Beat Diggers are probably going to put the clamps on the running game. The pitch swung on and fouled back. Had a fastball right down the middle. Mercado is just looking to get ahead of the count. It's 0-1. The only pitch that has been squared up for a hit was by Griffith. The Beat Diggers have had a couple of other hard hits that have been fielded nicely by Valley. The stretch and the offering. Swung on. That ball is driven in the air into right center field, and converging and making the catch is Tylen Nash, as he nearly joined bodies there with Sean Chacon, who gave way.
To make the catch for the
and there's one down
of the inning.
One down in the 7th for Justin Griffith, who's struck out, singled, and grounded out.
Now up number 2, Justin Griffith.
The Beat Diggers without a rally will fall to 7-7 overall and 3-3 in league play. With 5 games to go in the regular season, 4 of those at home. The pitch, swing and a miss late on the fastball in the inner half. No balls and 1 strike. Followed by Jaron Peterson. Stretched by Mercado, the offering. Curveball is up and in. Make Stubbs Gas and Oil your next stop heading out of town. You can gas up your vehicle, sit down to lunch, get snacks, and your hunting and fishing licenses. Everything you need at low prices. That's everything you need at low prices. Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. Pitch tails away. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Justin Griffith. Off of first is Perry. And the pitch. Right there with a fastball in the outer half at the knees. It's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Off of first is Perry. Pitch to Griffith. Swung on and lined down the left field line, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Perry to second. Hard to spot that right off the bat from here, but Griffith has his second hit of the game.
In left field.
Here's Jaron Peterson, and this will be pitch number 100. And Mercado's given up 3 hits.
Number 10, Jaron Peterson.
Dropped in nicely there by Griffith. Peterson has walked twice and struck out in between. The Beat Diggers trying to fight their way out of this here in the 7th. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball away. Again, that was pitch number 100 for Jose Mercado. No balls and 1 strike. The stretch and the offering. Man, that is perfect. Threw him a little change there down the middle at the knees. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Off of second Perry. Griffith at first. And the pitch. Upstairs. Maybe try to unleash a curveball that didn't break. 1-2. He still has a shot to go the distance. The Beat Diggers are trying to prevent that situation. The pitch. Inside. Boy, that mislocation badly. Kistler was set up on the outside. That ball tailed down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here to Jaron Peterson with 1 down and 2 on in the 7th. Valley leads 5-0. Kistler lays down the sign. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball above the letters, and Peterson strikes out for the second time, and there's 2 down.
Jose gets him swinging for the second out of the inning. Now up number
Ryan
13,
Fergus is 0 for 3.
Fergus.
Popped out, lined out, struck out. As he bats with 2 outs in the 7th. The pitch on the outside corner with a change there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Fergus struck out with 2 on in the 5th inning. Long pause. No throw. He just stepped off the back of the rubber. He's not even being held over there. Griffith there by himself at first. 0-1 to Fergie, the pitch. And that tails inside. Count levels at 1-1. Trent Mount would love to hit next, but Fergus has got to get on. The stretch and the pitch. That's upstairs. Ball 2, strike 1. Yeah, the reason that University sustained a forfeit loss to Resurrection Christian, I was told, was because of the pitch count. The starting pitcher in that game went over the pitch count, so a victory by University was reversed into a forfeit loss. That's why I got to be very careful. Mercado's at 107. 2-1. And the pitch. Swung on. That is popped up into foul territory. And the first baseman, Rios, near the dugout, makes the catch. And Valley has won the game by the score of 5-0.
For the third out of
the Beet Diggers had a base hit in the 7th.
Ball game.
But they lose the game 5-0.
7-5.
Let's take a 2-minute break. We're back in 2 minutes right here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Beet Digger post-game show on this Saturday is brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Home Center with 3 locations to serve you better. Sterling Brush and Fort Morgan, your headquarters for all your home, farm, and ranch supplies, all of them. From plumbing to feed, Mr. D's Ace Home Center, as the Valley Vikings win here in Gilcrest 5-0 over the Brush Beet Diggers. For Valley in the game, 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. They left 7 on base. The Beet Diggers, no runs, 4 hits, 5 errors, 9 left on base. The winning pitcher going the distance was Jose Mercado. He struck out 10. As we are also on Facebook Live, the loss went to Ryan Dunker. Time of the game, 1 hour and 36 minutes. The Beet Diggers committed a huge error, 2 big errors in the first inning with 2 down and the bases empty. That led to Sean Chacon's RBI single as Valley grabbed a 1-0 lead. They extended that lead with 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning as Tyler Kistler did have an RBI single preceded by Jose Mercado's RBI single. Ryan Dunker held down Valley in the 3rd, but then Valley would extend the lead to 4-0 in the 4th inning on Kistler's sacrifice fly. They added another run on a Beet Digger error in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Valley goes on for the 5-0 victory. Again, they just couldn't solve Jose Mercado, even though they had 3 hits over the last 2 innings. Valley with a victory is now 4-1 in the Patriot League, 11-3 overall. The Beet Diggers dropped to 3-3 in league play, 7-7 on the season. And the Beet Diggers will have 3 home games coming up. We'll get to that momentarily. Beet Digger Player of the Game is brought to you by Cargill Beef, committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. The player of the game has got to be Justin Griffith. Beet Diggers had just those 4 hits. He had 2 of them. So Beet Digger center fielder Justin Griffith is the player of the game for Brush. Beet Diggers once again are back in action on Tuesday when they entertain Liberty Common. We'll have the game for you at 4 o'clock. Outstanding as always by our sound engineer and producer Rose Condas. I'm John Beltran with a final score from Gilcrest. The Valley Vikings 5, the Brush Beet Diggers nothing. Right here on Facebook Live for the postgame show, 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.